It's tradition 66 years in the making, long before the grandstands turned 10 and the S's at WGI, the town of Watkins Glen, has been racing.
We have the beauty. We've got the beauty, we've got one of the best courses in the world, and we've got the tradition.
It all started with an idea and a passion. Cameron Artsinger had always loved racing, and he thought to bring that concept a little closer to home.
And he liked European type racing and looked around, and this is before World War II, and he said, man, this would be a great place for public road racing like they do in Europe.
So when my father proposed this, a race down the main street of Watkins Glen, past the courthouse, up 6 miles around the gorge, it was far out. It was kind of a crazy idea. But fortunately, there were a few people in the community who understood that maybe this would extend our tourist season.
And on October 2nd, 1948, through the streets of Watkins Glen, that dream was realized and the legacy of racing in the Twin Tiers was born.
She says, how'd you like to go to an auto race? I said, oh, that'd be great. I've never been to one. I never left that seat there except to go to the bathroom once, and that was between the two races. And that's where I got bit.
I was so thrilled to see my father's car with the windshield off and the headlights taped up and the number on it. And it was a very, very exciting day.
The race was an immediate success, but in 1952, tragedy struck.
It did, though, get overcrowded, and there was a fatality, and this was all on open roads. And they tried to keep the spectators back away from the track, but it was just too difficult to do it. So the community all got together, and they built the track up on the hill.
So in 1956, on 580 acres of land, construction began up on the hill now known as Watkins Glen International.
He had the nerve to call the first race the Watkins Glen Grand Prix. Now, Grand Prix are reserved to the top race in each country. And he said, I'm going to take poetic license because someday we will be the United States Grand Prix. And then in 1958, my father realized his dream by bringing true international racing here, which developed in the Grand Prix of the United States. Suddenly, it was like Watkins Glen on steroids. The whole international crowd came over, the British invasion, worldwide press, and soon we were having 250,000 people here.
66 years later, the cars have changed, the course has changed, but Artsinger's dream still lives on.
There was always magic, you know, at the Glen, whatever time it was. I went to Indy, been to England and all that, to the British Grand Prix, the German Grand Prix on the real Nürburgring. There ain't no place like Watkins Glen.
And thank you so much to Watkins Glen International and the Motor Racing Research Center for their historical footage.